that they want, but their upper body's lagging. So
Yo.
that's just because the upper body, the visual that you want in your upper body.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, donate to Ken Steele, first of all. Here's why. Need better equipment. Just better equipment, all types of shit. You know, donate. I love Ken Steele at gmail.com. I just want to say that off top. And I say that because what you just heard coming from my speakers there was a broadcast or a podcast of some nerdo on the internet, and he has all the equipment. He has a pop shield on the mic. He has all the experience and knowledge in the world, right? But my man's physique is questionable. It's questionable. You know, it's just I don't know what's going on with his physique. It's you know, it looks enhanced. It looks like he trained for 8 years natural and then, you know, boom, went enhanced. And his natural, his natural look just looks like shit. But he has all the facts in the world. He has all the breakdown, all the data, all the knowledge, and everything like that, and all the equipment. And I'm feeling some type of way about that. Anyway, just to get things on and popping early. Give a shout out to Jennifer Bird. I see you out here. I want to give a shout out to Carolyn Cunningham Thompson. Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Your presence is felt and it's loved. What is that? Let's see. So I am I gotta keep this on, I guess, or something like that. Jesus. Anyway, I may take a brief pause here. To relocate to a better lit spot. I'm just getting out of the gym. I'm still buzzing from my pump. Like, this shit is crazy. But yeah. So bear with me for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and reposition myself, and then I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, just a second here. Pause. Right back. Just a second here. Okay. Let me see if... Alright, do I have to do that? Is that what I gotta do? Is that what I gotta do to get adequate lighting in this bitch? Is that what I gotta do all of that? You gotta make me do all this extra? Gotta make me do extra to get the goddamn lights in place? Okay. I feel it. It's all good. And this is one of those moments that makes me say, donate to your boy, so I can get better shit from which to broadcast to you with, what is that? Yes, Paul Deasy. I see you. Paul Deasy. You get that a lot. It's all good. You're getting it tonight. JB's. I see you, JB's. Man, broadcast. Okay. I think it should be broadcasting at a new lower bit rate as I've used up all my hotspot. It's unlimited, but whatever. It's unlimited, but it's not unlimited. You know how these data companies are acting and everything like that. They're being real shisty with the data. And I don't know if shisty is an insensitive term, and if it is, I apologize because the people who I think it would offend, they they pull the strings and the levers that control lives out here. So the big data firms, the big carriers or whatever, I love you guys too. I am totally not offended by the monthly robbery that you guys administer to my bank account for the privilege of connecting to you all. And it's for this reason that I mentioned, donate to Ken Steele at, you send a PayPal to to ilovekensteele@gmail.com. And not only will your day be a little bit brighter, but, I can definitely, if I get enough of those donations, I can definitely get equipment to improve the quality of broadcast that we have. As it stands, I currently can't broadcast mobily in the heat because all my technology, it doesn't respond too well to the heat. So then I gotta broadcast in the evening, and the evening is kind of funklicious as well because of this lighting issue. So yeah, dude, donate to my ass so we can get some equipment to fuck with that. All right, now let me see, just a second here. Got to bring up the little topics. It's a Friday night. It's super chill. As one broadcaster, says at the beginning of her broadcast, take this moment to get your libations. That's a really funny intro. Man, get your libations. Yeah, man, if you're blazing, spark one up. I did earlier, so I don't need to double up on that. Right now I'm drinking the water. Who is Camila? I don't know. JB's, I see you out here. Danny Horton, I see you out here, bruh. DS Thomas, your presence is felt as well. And yeah, I have no idea who Camila is. What is that? Speaking of that chick who says, get your libations, I saw earlier today, she went in on my man Boyce Watkins. My man Boyce Watkins, his whole operation is looking kind of funny in the light. The old adage from the Rush Hour series that, if you follow the money at the top, there's always going to be an evil white man. What is that? What is that? I'm supposed to be on Dana's show on Sunday. I think they're doing a broadcast on Sunday. Ruckus Radio, they're very cool. What is that? I'm still cool with those guys. But there's some scheduling conflicts, yada, 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 whatever. Let's see, Yvette Carnell. Yeah, she broke Dr. Boyce Watkins down. I typically, I'm not a supporter of beef, especially like public beef, but I don't think that this was done in a way that was, designed to just instigate beef for views' sake. Nico Estes, I see you out here, brah. I see you out here. Thank you for joining us tonight, brah. Book me for one of your shows at the Comedy Store. I think you perform at the Comedy Store. Have them book me, dude. Have them book me. But yeah, yeah, I'm on Dana's show, and I think they're going to be doing a show about this Minister Drap character. I can't stand it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, my man, Boyce Watkins got red, as our friends in the LGBT community would say. My man got red. Got read like a book. Tomorrow night, what is that? You want me on stage tomorrow night, dude? Hit me in my inbox. My comedy booking email. It's kensteeleisthegreatest@gmail.com. That's my comedy booking email. kensteeleisthegreatest. But yeah. Yeah, so what is that? Yvette Carnell, broke it down, had all the clips out, and my man, he got caught slipping because the Chinese dude, he's just busy writing copy for black site after black site. He's just good at writing copy for black people. Wait, just a second. Sorry, I got spinach or feta, or the spinach feta wrap in my teeth. Sorry about that. I just noticed it. Anyway, what is that? My man Boyce Watkins had his whole operation broken down, and they, oh man, they called him a character. Yes, that's my booking email. That's it's easy to remember. kensteeleisthegreatest@gmail.com. If you want to book me for shows, hit me up there. Live appearances, yada yada yada. And then we can discuss fees and whatnot. And but be ready to discuss business. Have some shit that you're booking for, and pay. Pay. Pay some money. But yeah, roll through and I'll introduce you to the booker. Okay, all right. I'm getting introduced to the booker at the Comedy Store tomorrow evening. I'll definitely stop by for sure. But yeah, what is that? Boyce Watkins had his whole operation just red. Oh my gosh. From top to bottom. Especially, and it's funny because it focused primarily on the part that would make any objective observer say, hey, this is some bullshit. 10 p.m. Belly room. All right. I'll fuck with the belly room. Hell yeah. Leonid Yurovich. Oh man, you're trying to parlay game. You're trying to get on my broadcast and parlay game. Oh, good God. All right. The business is being conducted in the comment section, I guess. Anyway. Funny business, that is. But yeah, especially the parts of his operation as it pertains to what any objective observer would be able to say, hey, this is the part that black people who would be concerned about authenticity, or the earnesty in the approach and the quality of the service, all the parts that the consumer of this of Boyce's product were touched on in this interview, and done so in a disparaging manner that really ruins his brand. Truth be told, that whole thing, the Chinese dude, he questioned the effectiveness of the product. He was just like, yeah, I don't know. We're selling hopes. First he said we're selling hopes and dreams. If there's one thing that you can't you just can't sell to black people, like that you will get in trouble for selling to black people. It's hope, especially in a post-Obama America. If you're coming around and you got hope for sale, good God. Ooh. Oh my God. Bad. Do I got any tattoos? Hell no. I was raised in a Christian home. No. I was raised by responsible parents who taught me better than to get permanent scars on my body, of bullshit. I've seen people, some people, they had the one or two, semi-meaningful tattoos that they picked off the chart, or they picked off a vector that they found online. And then you got the people who, they get those two and then they go overboard with it, and then they get the bunches of stupid shit. So like you take a moment to examine what they actually have tattoos of, and then you discover, they have a bag of Funyuns, tattooed on their calf and everything like that. And that's just, one part of an immense sleeve that must have cost, way too much money. And then you're saying to yourself, you know what? At least they're not pumping out a bunch of babies. If there's one thing that people, my generation, we millennials, we've chosen that, tattoos, video games, what else? Comic books, Comic-Con, those type of pursuits are far more important. Oh, and travel. Endless travel. And really what that is just, like a dick survey of the world if you're a female, and, a vag fest if you're a guy. Combine traveling with Tinder, and you got yourself, a smorgasbord of opportunities to contract STDs. So, these are the things that we are doing with our time and our money, as opposed to having children. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about these ugly tattoos. Ugly tattoos, I think, are the new ugly babies, of our generation. And the thing about ugly tattoos is that you got to look at your friend, and then you got to look at the tattoo, and you got to understand that they're stuck with that thing. Regardless of if you think it's stupid or not, they're stuck with that thing. And if you're their friend, you're not going to give your earnest opinion about exactly what it is that you're looking at. Absolutely not. And that being said, that's the thing about ugly babies as well. Back in the 80s when teen moms were still a thing, and, people were still having babies, especially white people were still having babies, there would be plenty of ugly babies born, and, you'd have to say, hey, that right there is a beautiful, beautiful child. And anytime your friends get a stupid, ugly, poorly done tattoo, you got to say the same thing. But the thing about ugly babies is this. Ugly babies are a lot easier to get rid of than ugly tattoos. With ugly tattoos, like you got to go and you got to get that lasered off, at a doctor's office or an outpatient, setup. And then from there, you got to go ahead and you got to go for multiple visits. Ugly babies, all you got to do is leave them in the car during a hot day, and problem solved. I didn't remember, slipped my mind. That especially works if you're a white person. Like, I'm not sure if it works if you're a black person. I'm pretty sure that is a crime if you are black. But if you are white, go on right ahead and, get rid of all your ugly babies just by popping them in the car on your next visit to Walmart. Yeah. Anyway, Yvette Carnell. she had the videos. Chinese dude, he was sitting there looking like an evil Chinese colonizer. And, you know, and just like in Rush Hour, if you dig deep enough, you find out that, you know, an evil white man is behind this whole operation. And, you know, it just, you know, Boyce Watkins, you know, he outsourced the entirety of his operation to some sort of marketing / media company that has, you know, a few different products that they offer, I guess, that you can white label. And some of their products are financial literacy courses that are white labeled, and you can go ahead and plop your, you know, personal branding and your marketing to sell these white labeled educational products. Or if they're not white labeled, they're at the very minimum, you know, just very rudimentary educational products that, you know, they're selling at a premium. And the way that he described it all was just insidious. You know, he you know, brought up the fact that he was making, you know, he was marketing this as a religion, and this was a religious experience, and he was talking about how black people are receptive to this. And man, it was just one of the most revealing chats that I've seen of any branding meeting or discussion. You know, I've been responsible for bringing some products to you know, some limited market release. Well, and, you know, full market release. Yeah, I've been involved with the planning and the strategizing behind the branding and the marketing of different products. And, you know, if you heard us discussing, you know, our target demo, you know, you, in some instances, you might be a little disgusted. And the fact that this guy would go out in public and record this, and then he was using Boyce's image, oh man, in describing this, and he was describing him as a character, and he was using all sorts of asset-based language to you know, describe, you know, this person. And then he talked about when Boyce cried. Oh my God, the whole brand is fucked. I'm sorry, the whole brand. If that gets out, I'm sorry, just a second here. Let's see if I can clean off that. I mean, if that gets widely distributed and known and seen, look, this is worse than any sort of Umar situation, because Umar, you know, they were, you know, questioning his credentials, and he had the credentials. I mean, that was basically all that you could question. Now you can see why Umar should never, ever even have thought to have half-assed his school creation ambitions. You know, this is exactly what happens when you half-ass stuff. Bill Grevitz, thanks for joining us. Carolyn Cunningham Thompson, thanks for joining us. Lauron Barton, thanks for joining us. Ashton Prestwell, thanks for joining us. Blake Burkhart, I see you spying, thanks for joining us. Jeffrey Taylor, you know, I did that whole diatribe on tattoos just for you, bro. You better support, donate. I love KenSteele@gmail.com. You know how to do it. PayPal. What is that? And yeah, I saw it, you know, I saw Boyce Watkins bumbling and fumbling and stumbling to try to clean this up. And there's nothing you can say, dude. To clean this up, you'd have to bring the white guy and the Chinese guy, and you'd have to bring them on camera, and then you'd have to talk, they'd have to be talking about how they're putting the proceeds towards a brick and mortar institution, and how they're going to expand it, and how they're going to ensure that they're creating, you know, just black 100,000-aires. You know, at the very minimum, we don't even need millionaires at this point. We just need a few 100,000-aires that can say, I was an alum of Boyce Watkins Black Business School. You know, right now, as it stands, you are selling an educational product which the marketers can't even can't even agree and put their word behind that it's a good product. And I got you for tomorrow for your birthday. Look, man, everybody got me tomorrow. You know, there was somebody who said that they got me tomorrow and that they wanted me to broadcast today. And, you know, I don't see them. They're nowhere to be seen. So, you know, get me when you get me, please, please. And yes, it is my birthday tomorrow. But tomorrow is about an hour away on the East Coast. The West Coast, tomorrow is pretty close as well. It's 3 hours, away or something like that. So, I don't know. Just get me when you get me. You know, don't make promises. Don't break my heart by making promises. Oh man, but yeah. Things that you don't want to sell black people. Hopes and maybes. Woo! Sell us some hope, we'll get addicted so fast. Oh my God. And they were using a heroin analogy associated with, Boyce's product. And if they are, tapping into the religious centers, I mean, like, they call religion, a white man once called religion the opiate of the masses. So yeah, they are targeting, they're targeting businesses and the like that, or they're targeting activity and the like. Answer, bro. What do you, Jeffrey Taylor? What are you talking about? Answer, bro. Anyway, no. So, yeah. So the broadcast basically it dissected him. He was targeting, the religious centers, and they call it religion opiate of the masses. Black people, we're very responsive to religion and spirituality and all that, hocus pocus. And, the whole idea of, give boys some money, learn how to, form corporations. And, look, I don't see a problem with, selling a business-related educational product, but oh man, just the way that marketer described exactly what they were doing, and the fact that they explicitly said that they were selling hope and not any sort of financial reality, any sort of that was such a bad look. Bad look. You don't want that to ever happen to your brand. So, Boyce Watkins, he needs to do some serious restructuring as it pertains to the Black Business School. I think that there was talk of a brick and mortar school coming. He needs to get that off the ground, and he needs to not involve this Asian copywriter and this pink-faced financier. It's just not a good look for him at all. It is not a good look. Oh man, and he tried to bring up, he was getting so petty about, the points that he wanted to hit Carnell on, Yvette Carnell, just on her, her sexuality and her, relationships with a white person or whatever. And no, none of that touches anything that, is important to this discussion. And yeah, man, Mr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Boyce Watkins, you look funny in the light. Look very funny in the light. And I rock with you, homie. I think that you're a good dude. I think he was fired from... Look, getting fired from a white institution, that doesn't... don't. That's not what we're discussing. We're not discussing any of that bullshit. Look, he's, for me, that gives him more credibility. If he's getting fired, by, suspected white supremacists, especially for the things that he was saying on the O'Reilly factor, I think that is a sign that his heart is in the right place. I think, however, he he didn't want to take the time to become an administrator in a school. So he went to, you know, some guys that had a ready-made school product, and yeah, it's this just looks bad. The marketer is an outsider who has taken the time to study his target demo, and he has described this in explicit terms, and it just does not sound good. You know, once put out there in such frank language. Yeah, it's going to be a real challenge for Boyce Watkins to fix this, for sure. Especially now that people are becoming more and more discerning. Yeah, so, you know, speaking of people that are just, man, these people are just they're getting aired out. They're looking real funny in the light. My man, the Donald Trump administration, man, that whole operation is looking real janky in the light. They released some sort of document that was supposed to, reveal, some sort of conspiracy, and nah, dude, it's just criminal people just doing criminal shit, and the government is doing what the government should be doing in this regard, and is investigating what appears to be, you know, criminal behavior and collusion with a foreign entity. I'm astounded. I mean, like, I don't know why you would release that demo or that document. They don't even release the circumstances behind typical, you know, FISA warrants being issued. They typically don't do that. And for this to be released, you know, at the behest of the president, I don't know. I've heard that he has shot himself in the foot with this one, you know, but you know, Mr. Trump is white, and he's gonna be all right at the end of the day. I mean, like, I don't see him, you know, dying in the dungeon anytime soon. But, you know, the funny thing that happened following, you know, the release of these documents is the fact that, man, this Bitcoin thing, you know, this Bitcoin thing, and, you know, this Dow Jones, these you know, runaway stock prices and everything like that, they're looking funny in the light too. You know some shit is about to go down when the white supremacists who are in charge of making these numbers start talking about market corrections. When you hear them start talking about market corrections, whew, you know that some bullshit is afoot. You know that some major movement in all of these markets is going to take place. You know, what is that? Bitcoin is now valued underneath the psychological 9,000 point. Last time I checked, it was in the 7,000s. It could be lower even right now. It could be just the spot price of Bitcoin is going lower and lower and lower. And good luck getting the spot price of Bitcoin. You know what I mean? As you're selling. All the places, all the liquidity in Bitcoin is shot. People are finding that it's increasingly difficult to move their Bitcoins around and their altcoins and all of this activity. They're just having a tough time getting all of this to get to point A to point B. They're having a tough time pulling their money out. And yeah, it looks like the beginning of the end. I mean, like, it looks like this is really the big one. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Bitcoin price. It's below 8,000. let's see. Man, can I get a price chart? Let's see where we at. As of this recording, Bitcoin is trading at $8,237. So yeah, it is below the 9,000 mark. I don't think it's going back up. Even if it does go back up, it's going to come back down super hard. And when it does, at that time, it's going to be trading, at, say it goes up to 20,000. It's going to one day trade. You're going to see it, drop down to 16. Then you're going to drop down to 6. And then all trading will stop. And all of the altcoins that are pegged to Bitcoin, good luck recouping on those. Ripple, Ethereum, all of these different, all of these different coins are going kaput. I think the futures market either opened yesterday or something like that, or it's opening in February, or I think February 1st maybe, that the futures market for Bitcoin is being traded. And it's being shorted to hell because it isn't worth shit. I feel bad for somebody who bought, one of those things at $17K. I feel bad. What is that? So, speaking of what else looks funny in the light, yesterday I lightly touched on that Camila Cabello and her racist tweets. Man, I'm looking at these tweets, and it just seems like typical goofy racist shit posted by, any number of alt-righty shitbags. Frequent use of the N-word in a way that doesn't even, it's the A version in some of these tweets. And even in those ones, because we're supposed to be, at this point conditioned to accept the N-word pronounced with an A. Don't ask me why, but even that version of these tweets, man, it's just, they're on some bullshit. Like one of them reads, why are people, let's see, Camila, okay, I'm reading this article from LiveJournal, and it says, let's see, ONTD original, look back at Camila Cabello, problematic behaviors, plus new informations emerge. I guess this is written by some Russians. Let's see. I'd smash Camila on my mama. Well, you're doing a real. You're really respecting your mother at that with that statement. This chick, she's got a lopsided face, and she's racist. I don't know what to tell you, bro. If that turns you on, go right on ahead. That's your thing. But I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. Let's just go back. It has a big picture of her, with exposed, and she's, you can tell somebody has a funny face if every single photo you see of them, she's making a funny face. Bitch has a funny face. Let's see. Music newest pop star is problematic. Problematic is a code word that they're using for racist. Racist. She's problematic because she's a racist. Let's see. Camila Cabello. Disturbing usage of racial and homophobic slurs is something her team is desperately trying to erase. But in parentheses, but the internet is written in ink, Roger. And I think that's a reference to some sort of movie made by some racist. I don't know. Take a look at her repeated offenses. Leaked messages, how her mom belittled Normandy's racial bullying, etc. Let's see. So they even got her family in on this. Like, this is like a family enterprise. And you know, racism is a group sport. So, you know, no surprise that her mom is in on this. Like, man, my mom is not in on any of my bullshit, by the way. God bless that woman. Luckily, she stayed out of it. But this woman, she's got her mom. Okay, just a second. Let me take another bite of popcorn. Okay. By the way, I'm eating skinny popcorn. Delicious. All right. So, the first one. She called former President Barack Obama a nig. Well, it's censored, but it's the form with the A. So Camila first got caught on June 2013. Her old Stan Twitter account, Ratchet and Sassy. Oh, what's going on, Martin? I see you out here. I'm just broadcasting. What up, homie? You a doctor yet? Anyway, let's see. Her old, quote, Stan Twitter account, Ratchet and Sassy, had a disturbing number of tweets, either tweeted, favorited, retweeted, that contained racist / homophobic language. She even went as far as calling former President Barack Obama my N-word. It was also revealed that she used to be a huge Larry fan. And I don't know what Larry is. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, she used to call herself Obama on Twitter and troll. And, you know, she used to say stupid things like, why people talking bad about Obama? He rocks, my nigga. See, this is the type of, just, you know, it's light work, but it's work nonetheless. It's light work. This is just how racists pass the time online. They just sit back, make a bunch of racist tweets, pretend to be black people, you know, appropriate black slang and make a mockery of that, you know. And they're effective at it. For instance, you can't say woke these days without sounding stupid as hell. And everything to deal with, you know, being woke is hella suspect. Even that Bootsy Collins song that Childish Gambino released. Hella suspect. Anyway, so, just a second here. Man, I smoked that in a day. Alright. So, shout out to my nigga Georgie Washington. You was the flyest at the Revolutionary War. Hashtag I love freedom. Hashtag America. Hashtag I poop red, white, and blue. So she's not even respecting America with this. I mean, like, she's disrespecting, you know, one of the founding fathers and the colors of the American flag. Calling George Washington the N-word. I'm not that I respect George Washington myself, but I mean, like, she's supposed to be some sort of political person and everything like that, and I don't know. It just reeks of racism, you know. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, she also favorited tweets mocking some homophobia nonsense. Let's see. Let's see. After user Aluna George posts about her problematic behaviors, Camila made a, quote, heartfelt apology on Twitter. People believe her. In her defense, she was only 15 years old when the tweets retweeted most of those tweets. All right, yeah, everybody has a childhood and everything like that, but I mean, like, as a famous comedian once asked, how old is 15 really? And on top of that, here's the thing. If this is what she was doing at 15, understand that she has gotten much better at being a racist since then. And I think the apex of her racism was getting on stage at the Grammys in front of all those black performers and saying that lie that dreamers, that her people, that these Iberian Cubans, that these racists, that benefited under Fulgencio Batista, that those people, in fact, built the United States. And I think that is a mistake, and I think that is ridiculous. And yeah, I think it was a direct slap in the face to black people, and I think it was a very sophisticated slap in the face. And I'm glad that we are coming to a point of maturity, to the point where we can identify such slights on our humanity and our personhood. Again, what did the Cuban Americans, contribute? Babalu, we got Babalu, we got what's his name? Who's that? Marco Rubio. Speaking of Marco Rubio, I just had to get a sip of water. But yeah. So, she's just now very sophisticated at being racist. I'm just glad that she's been caught. I hope that she has her white pass revoked. Because, she's of questionable ancestry. Anybody from that island is. Let's see. And by questionable, I mean, black. That's what I'm saying. And in a system of white supremacy, black is definitely, a questionable status to be. All right, so let's see. Camila called former black groupmate Normandy a nigger. And, this is with the ER. On July 2016, shocking images, including Facebook messages where Camila calls Normandy the N-word with the ER, surface after hackers leak Camila's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram message, and much more. Some media even reported some of the leak messages, but of course didn't mention the racism and focused on the fact that she hooked up with the ugliest member of 5SOS here and here. Whatever is 5SO and S, whatever that is. Some girl bullshit. Let's see. The now suspended UK hackers posted the now deleted video of them accessing Camila's best friend Melanie's Twitter account and going through the DMs. The screenshots are available though. We also see that she wanted to punch Allie in the face every time she spoke. So, it just has her, saying a bunch of, loose Negro nonsense and everything like that. And, by the way, a lot of these people are so-called hacking accounts by going through the procedures and the account recovery procedures and you know, since there's so much information about these people out there, you can usually answer a lot of the secret questions very easily if you have enough information on the subject that you're trying to compromise. Wait, let's check it out. Skinny pop popcorn. It's delicious. It's fucking delicious. Let's see. So you got a bunch of Negra tweets. And, you know, let's not talk about the 4 niggas. No, niggers. Good God. You know, just making a bunch of stupid faces. She's obsessed with Taylor Swift. So, yeah, she's on that white purity bullshit. Obsessed with her lack of purity. Not that there's anything such thing as a pure white person. Maybe there is. I don't know. But yeah. Definitely is something such as a pure racist. And I think this broad is one. Or at least aspires to be one. And yeah, it just, you know, it just has a whole bunch of photos of her hanging out with a bunch of coked up shitheads. And, yeah, that seems to be the speed with which she runs. And, you know, how can you blame her? You got all that money and, you know, you're arguably white, you know. Didn't they used to have a saying, free white in 21? All right, she's being free white 21, popping that racist shit, getting paid for it, getting recognition and all that shit for being a racist. But at the same time, she's exposing her, she's exposing herself and the people that, you know, she has a desire to serve. All of her little DACA people. So, I'm sorry. I think that this was a blunder, and I think that it's just, you know, you shouldn't get up on stage, you know, during an award ceremony and spit that hot shit. And here's the thing: she was being pushed by the machine. You know, and by the machine, I mean the corporate machine. And I don't know if she's going to be pushed anymore. I don't know if her product is any good, because, you know, you're going to have to market to, you know, dark-skinned people. And clearly, you know, she's spitting that hot shit about us. But, you know, there are people like Jeffrey Taylor who will still, you know, want to smash or whatever, even after hearing this nonsense. I don't know. Racism makes my dick soft. Sorry. Man. That was good popcorn. Skinny pop. Oh. Man. So, like, I don't know, man. Wait a second here. Oh, yeah, dude. Here, if you really want to celebrate my birthday, go ahead and hit my PayPal up. PPP. There we go. Post. Hit that PayPal up. Seriously. If you really fuck with me and everything like that, hit that PayPal up. It's my birthday. I don't know. I deserve something. Something in the old basket there. Okay. So, I think we might be at the portion where I'm just going to go over all of the weasel words that have been accumulated over the past few days. Yeah. Going over all the bogus. Man, somebody had a heart attack. Not me, though. What is that? I'm gonna go through that list of bogus terms. That cracked me up. I don't know if you know this, but I got a list of bogus terms. And these bogus terms, I got 94 comments on this. But before I get to that, I want to say a shout out to the gymnastic dad who clearly had the clearance to do that little display. He's sitting here breaking up court proceedings and then giving a fucking press conference afterwards. These white people. He spent his child's formative years allowing her to be touched and diddled by freaks calling themselves coaches. And then he want to flex in the courthouse. And he wasn't arrested? Yeah, that whole thing, it just seems so staged. On some hold me back type shit. Somebody tell gymnastics dad that you're about a decade too late to shoot that fade. You should have been shot that fade about a decade ago. Should have been shot that fade about a decade ago. But you may have even known. So, I'm not impressed. If you want to see gymnastics dad up in court, attacks. Okay, I put gymnastics dad attacks, and this is the Inside Edition version. Okay, so apparently this guy.
Father, have a chance to say something.
Go ahead, sir.
You sound.
In a courtroom, we don't use profanity, but if you have some words that you would like to say, I would like to give you the opportunity to say them.
I would ask you to, as part of this sentencing, to grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
I have
Would
a
you
feeling
do that?
that is not how
Yes or
our.
no?
No, sir, I can't.
Would you
do
give me
that.
1 minute?
You know that I can't do that. That's not how our legal system.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I want that stuff. Give me 1 minute with that. What if this happened to you guys?
No one can behave like this. I want to make sure it's crystal clear.
You haven't left to a lady.
You cannot behave like this.
All right. Well, later that evening, he was given a press conference. Let's see. Gymnastics dad press conference.
I would ask you to, as part
Let's
of this.
see.
See.
All right, whatever. Anyway, it was a bunch of bullshit. Apparently, he was arrested. He's out on bail. I don't give a fuck. Where the fuck were you when all this shit was happening? The fuck were you saying when your daughter was reporting all this shit? Because if you look deeply into these stories, a lot of these kids reported that shit. And they weren't listened to. I guess it was greatness over everything. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not impressed by that display. I think that the father wanted, to go viral. I think that he did. I think that he had his little jokes planned out. And I didn't find it any funny. I didn't find it impressive. I'm more impressed by the guys who hunt down their child's victimizer and then take them out extrajudiciously. That to me is impressive. But waiting until the fucking sentencing to try to flex, are you fucking kidding me? With all those fucking security guards. It's not like Larry Nassar was hard to touch, hard to get across. I'm not impressed by any of that shit. I think it was very, very fucking corny. Very fucking corny with respect to, how that was dealt with. And the fact that he was giving, press conferences and chit-chatting with everybody afterwards, it just lets me know that, that wasn't that serious. The attorney present, she gave some sort of half-hearted, I don't want to see anybody else arrested. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's Black History Month. And I got a quick question. In light of, Boyce Watkins getting revealed, I think black academics need to be scrutinized a little bit. And there's one such black academic that befuddles me as to why she is a person of note. And why I see her all over my fucking newsfeed. Is this suspected, or this victim of racism named Angela Davis. I, for the life of me, can't figure out, why is Angela Davis noteworthy? I've gotten a few answers, but nothing has been too convincing. I heard that she wrote a book, an autobiography, titled, Sexuality, Womanhood, Feminism, and Race, and some intersectionalist trash. And I've come to the conclusion that the only thing that Angela Davis has done is have a sick bro, a real sick blowout, and a cadre of white friends. Every single time I see this person around, I see a bunch of very happy, smiling white folks. I thought she was a Black Panther. Apparently that she wasn't. I was wondering if she, did anything other than, write some scholarly works. And I don't know if she's even done that. What I'm trying to say is, who is this chick, Angela Davis? Everything I read about her, it just is not very impressive. And And is all that it takes for notoriety just a sick do? Because in that case, I should be famous for my bald head. It's damn near symmetrical. It looks great and light. Almost hairless on a consistent basis. You know those procedures where people get their scalp tattooed to look like they have hair on their head? My head comes like that because I'm dope like that. I just want to let everybody know. But yeah, I was going to go through that list of weasel words. But before I get to that list of weasel words, you know, I might get to the list of weasel words tomorrow. Because we're at an hour mark. And it's late. And, you know, everybody's going, it's turned in. So I might just save the weasel words for tomorrow. I'll hit you guys after my shoot. I have a shoot tomorrow. Let's talk about Lil Duval. Fuck it. Just round out the show. I just want to talk about this dude, Lil Duval. Hey, man, Lil Duval, great dude. Great dude. Funny comedian. You know, he got some notoriety last year for saying that he didn't want to rock with the homosexuals or the transgenders or whatever. Okay, guy. But it seems as though, you know, he's trying to get a spot on TV. I say that because he recently came out with a few tweets, you know, saying that, saying some very suspect things, especially suspect things to be saying during the Trump era. He was spitting a lot of, you know, all lives matter type rhetoric, talking about he doesn't notice racism on the West Coast and this, that, and the other. And I think we're months away from him actively retracting his last statement about transgenders and then being cast in a movie or a TV role where he is going to be making out with a transgender. He's on the fast track for that to happen. I think my man is tired of touring, tired of being on the road, wants a steady check. And it's a big to-do. I don't know. He wants to be on TV. And somebody must have tapped him on the shoulder and said, yo, Lil Duval, if you want to be, you know, successful, you're going to have to, you know, coon and jigaboon and do the huckabuck and do all sorts of verbal gymnastics, including saying that racism doesn't exist. Yeah. My man wants to stay put in one spot. Sounds like the West Coast. He wants to collect a check by working for some TV show. And that's why you're seeing these quotes come from him today. Making his appeal. He needs to do a mea culpa for the trans nonsense that popped off last year, that I agree with, by the way. He needs to bend over and start kissing trannies, dog. And that's what needs to happen, bro. He needs to put on a dress or start kissing trannies. That's if he wants to be on TV, goddammit. Look, wilding out was just start. Now he's going to have to graduate to some more hardcore stuff. And, yeah, man. That's just what's going on out here. Man, they tried to get me in with that crowd. I remember I did some work, and yeah, man, I was asked to be in a play by who was a friend of the person who I did work with, and the play was some sort of life of some homosexual black dude, and I was supposed to play some sort of homophobic bully. And I didn't even let myself play that role. That would have taken up so much time, and I would have gotten a steady check, but because I can see from a mile away where the fuck that's going. I don't even put myself in the purview for that. So, what I'm trying to say is, like, Lil Duval, he wants to get paid, man. He's seeing that Kevin Hart money. He's like, I need to make out with The Rock, too. That's what Lil Duval is saying to himself. But, Lil Duval also is unlucky because he is a victim of the one Negro at a time rule. Wherein that, in the marketplace, there's only room for one Negro at a time, especially one type of Negro at a time. I mean, they already got a short, dark-skinned black dude that is ready to kiss dudes and take a few bumps on camera. That's my man, Kevin Hart. Sorry, Lil Duval, you're going to have to wait for Kevin Hart to either die in a plane crash or of a heart attack or something before all that cooning and jigabooning is going to work for you, man. I would hold on to my dignity, and I would keep touring if I were you. I know he has that bullshit spot on Wildin' Out and everything like that, but that show isn't going to go, that show doesn't go anywhere. It's a bunch of bullshit. Hey, Danny Horton, I see you out here, man. Jerry Chaparro, I see you. Ryan Hollins, fuck with me, man. Drew Seymour, I see you, bro. Steve McNeil, man, thanks for the support. Look, Lil Duval, yeah, man, he's trying to get famous. He's doing whatever he can. Saying all the stupid shit that they want you to say if you're going to be a black person on TV. Whatever. More power to him. I hope he gets $1 billion for his effort. And I hope he shares that $1 billion with all of us. But in the meanwhile, good God, what a stupid remark to say. Anyway, yeah, man. Shout out to the Bitcoin bros and the Dow worshippers. Your shit is got rocked today. I'm Ken Steele. I think I'm going to call it an evening at this juncture. Namely because, it's late. It's late. Been on for about an hour. It's late. Anyway, Marcus, I see you fucking with me. I'm going to be on tomorrow. That's my birthday. Somebody donate to my PayPal so I can buy a cake. It's my 30th birthday, so it's of level of some significance. So yeah, donate to my black ass. I see you. I see you in the chats. Donate. Anyway, my name is Ken Steele. It's about to be my 30th birthday. Oh man, what a ride. These